Last night, the Christmas tree outside of the Fox News studios in Manhattan was lit ablaze. Does this prove that there is in fact a war on Christmas? Well, here's Fox News breaking the news to its audience.
Breaking news for you tonight. You're looking at live images. This is the Fox Square in New York, outside of Fox headquarters. It appears that our giant Christmas tree there, just a couple of minutes ago, was completely engulfed in flames. It appears crews are there on the scene. You see the smoke in the aftermath as they're trying to get that under control. We're going to keep you posted. It is a large, beautiful, highly decorated tree right there on the Avenue of the Americas, 6th Avenue there in New York City. But our thanks to the crews who look like they've just about got that thing under control.
Now, what went awry? Like, who did this? Was this a member of Antifa?
Was it Kamala Harris?
Was it a member of the Democratic Party?
Oh, damn.
Was this a product of left-wing extremism, anti-Christmas behavior? Is that what happened?
Anti-Kringle behavior.
You're gonna have to wait and find out, guys. You're gonna have to wait and find out. Now, of course, before they even had the facts, before they knew anything about the perpetrator, Fox News jumped at the opportunity to blame this on the left and also fearmonger about rising crime.
Did this to spoil our Christmas, but that's not going to happen. This Scrooge is not going to get away with it.
This is part of a bigger problem. It's the crime surge in this country. I'm just going through, taking notes to think, okay, what are we going to do on crime today? From Chicago to Philadelphia to Los Angeles, San Francisco to Beverly Hills on down. There is so much crime in places that were always safe, including 48th and 6th here. This is emblematic of these cities out of control. Defame and defund the police, and this bail reform that has these men and women, these assailants, these suspects out before they even can finish off the paperwork. This is what you get if you have these left-wing DAs and officials running these major cities. You get chaos.
You know what? I mean, I think Kilmeade is really speaking truth there, to be honest. I mean, we do have a problem with violent crime in this country. I mean, just last week, we learned of another school shooting where a teenager somehow had access to a firearm and opened fire in his school, killing 4 of his classmates. I mean, we really need to do something about this.
I read about a case where a kid went to a protest and shot a couple people and got away with it.
No guilty.
No, he's not guilty. In fact, he's like going and bragging about it on TV shows now. There's a big problem with criminality in this country.
I'm sure Kilmeade wants to do a lot about that, except he doesn't. So the man who burnt the tree did in fact get caught. He is now in custody. An NBC News 4 employee in New York saw police arresting a man near the tree. A spokesperson for New York City Police Department confirmed that a man was in fact taken into custody. I wanna move over to graphic number 3 because a police department spokesperson confirmed a 49-year-old man was in custody. And I wanna just reiterate for all the conservatives hate watching right now, a police department spokesperson not only confirmed that the man was in custody, police also say the man acted alone. And here's the important part, get a load of this. The incident didn't appear to be premeditated or politically motivated. So this was not.
So it's different than the commentary about the act then.
It appears that is the case. It appears that is the case. So that is according to the police, okay? So nurse your tears because the war on Christmas narrative, the left-wing extremist argument does not apply in pretty much any case, but certainly not in this case.
Yeah, and look, if you are overall worried about crime, which largely when there is an increase in either property or violent crime, it's not affecting people like the hosts on Fox and Friends. It's affecting other, generally people of lower socioeconomic status. So they pretend to care about it, using it as a political cudgel. They don't really care, and you hardly get to imply that a lone person committing an act of vandalism, as bad as it might be, is this major systemic problem that we need to reverse the elections of DAs somehow. We need to do that. When you've spent the entire year implying that an entire mob of people going to the Capitol and setting fires and trying to beat cops to death and stuff wasn't actually something we need to worry about. And I honestly don't think that they care. They say it's not gonna ruin our Christmas. Why would it? It's not her tree. Like seriously, it's not Ainsley Earhardt's tree.
No, John, you're being unfair.
So happy.
You're being so
happy.
unfair to Ainsley. She is brave. She is brave. She is not gonna let this tragedy stop her from enjoying her lavish Christmas holiday.
She said on video, no more music, no more trees. What did he set fire to a trumpet? Why is the music suddenly canceled? This is so opportunistic. This is literally the best thing that will happen to them between now and New Year's. Does anyone dispute that? How happy they are? They saw those flames, and I was gonna say something really dirty, but they were excited about this development. I will say that they were happy about it.
They were hot. They were hot and heavy.
The tree wasn't the only thing that was heating up. And I'm gonna say what I said on TDR. Look, property crime is wrong, arson is wrong. That is the most badass tree ever in that moment. That tree has never looked better. If the tree was sentient, it would be happy that it was on fire, because that is a festive ass tree.
It's hilarious. All right, well, one of the other people who was really disturbed by the scene was Meghan McCain. She's still around, and her tweet, I'm not gonna lie, amused me to the point where I just could not stop laughing. Like I was tearing up. I don't want to hear anything about how radical some of you believe Republicans to be when there are lunatics running around New York City setting Fox News Christmas trees on fire. She doesn't want to hear it. She doesn't want to hear it. Now, of course, this has nothing to do with the left wing, as we've already explained. But I just want to counter. I know she doesn't want to hear it, but maybe she wants to see it. Maybe she wants to see it. Here's what I think extremism looks like. Here's Thomas Massey's Christmas photo with his family, where each one of his family members, including his children, including the daughter sitting next to him, who he appears to want to kneecap, holding weapons, every single one of them, holding dangerous weapons, pointing in directions that they should not be pointing in. Yeah. Like the mom looks like she wants to shoot the son, and the flannel shirt behind her. Like it's just, that looks pretty extreme to me. I don't know.
I don't know, when I see that, I just can't help but think of Jesus. You know, this is what he would want. A lot of people loaded for bear. Yeah, it's performative. It is at least as performative as someone setting fire to a Christmas tree.
And look,
it doesn't look as cool.
We do have a poll on this. Yes, we stole your poll from the damage report. Okay. So we want to know what you think. How do you feel about Fox's Christmas tree being burned down? The war on Christmas is real, or burn, baby, burn?
I am curious to see how the results will compare from the two audiences, actually.
TYT.com/polls to participate. We can't wait to find out what you think.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.